Most women are taught to become more attractive. Very few are taught to become unforgettable. There is a difference. Attention is easy to get. Respect is not. A woman can walk into a room and turn every head. But if she doesn't know her value, that attention disappears as quickly as it came. The women who leave a lasting impression aren't always the loudest. They aren't always the most beautiful. They aren't always the richest. Yet somehow, people remember them. Why? Because they understand something that many never learn. Your value is not created by other people's opinions. It is protected by your standards. The moment you begin asking everyone to approve of your life, you slowly hand over the keys to your confidence. You start dressing for acceptance, speaking for approval, loving out of fear, living according to expectations that were never yours. Without realizing it, you become a stranger to yourself. Many women mistake being liked for being respected. Those are not the same thing. Someone can enjoy your company and still never value your presence. Someone can compliment your beauty while ignoring your heart. Someone can admire your kindness while taking advantage of your generosity. Respect begins where people realize your boundaries are real. A woman without boundaries becomes available to everyone. A woman with boundaries becomes valuable to the right people. That is why emotionally intelligent women are careful with their time, careful with their energy, careful with their words. Not because they are cold, but because they understand that peace is expensive. Every unnecessary argument costs something. Every unhealthy relationship steals something. Every person who constantly drains you leaves a mark you cannot always see. You don't owe everyone access to your life. You don't have to answer every text immediately. You don't have to explain every decision. You don't have to convince people to understand your journey. Some people only understand your value after they lose access to you. And that's okay. One of the biggest mistakes women make is believing that love requires self-sacrifice. Healthy love doesn't ask you to disappear. It doesn't ask you to shrink your dreams. It doesn't punish your success. Real love creates safety. Manipulation creates confusion. There is a difference. Pay attention to how people make you feel after every conversation. Do you feel peaceful or exhausted? Do you feel inspired or guilty? Your emotions often reveal what your eyes refuse to see. Another truth: confidence is quiet. Insecurity is always searching for evidence. Confident women don't need to announce their worth. They don't compete with every woman they meet. They don't chase every opportunity to prove themselves. They simply continue becoming the woman they promised themselves they would become. Comparison is one of the fastest ways to lose your identity. There will always be someone prettier, someone richer, someone younger, someone with more followers, someone who appears to have the perfect life. But appearances are carefully edited. Character cannot be filtered. What truly makes a woman rare is not perfection. It's consistency. Keeping promises to yourself, showing up on difficult days, protecting your peace, speaking with kindness, walking away when respect disappears, choosing growth instead of revenge, choosing wisdom instead of drama, choosing healing instead of bitterness. These decisions are invisible to the world, but they transform your life. Never underestimate the power of your environment. The people around you quietly shape your future. If everyone around you celebrates gossip, eventually gossip becomes normal. If everyone around you accepts disrespect, disrespect begins to feel familiar. If everyone around you believes average is enough, growth becomes uncomfortable. Choose people who challenge your thinking. Choose friends who celebrate your success instead of competing with it. Choose relationships that make you feel safe enough to be yourself. And above all, become that kind of person for someone else. There is another lesson every woman should remember. Silence can be more powerful than explanation. Not every accusation deserves a defense. Not every misunderstanding deserves a speech. Sometimes your absence speaks louder than your words ever could. Walking away isn't weakness. It is wisdom when staying would cost your peace. Your future is built by small daily choices: reading instead of scrolling, saving instead of wasting, learning instead of complaining, resting instead of constantly proving yourself. Every quiet decision shapes the woman you become. Luxury is not only what you wear. Luxury is waking up without anxiety. Luxury is having standards. Luxury is protecting your mental health. Luxury is knowing you can walk away from what no longer serves you. Luxury is becoming emotionally free. The most beautiful women aren't always the ones with perfect features. They're the ones whose presence feels peaceful, whose confidence feels effortless, whose kindness has strength behind it, whose smile comes from genuine self-respect. Never allow temporary loneliness to convince you to accept permanent disrespect. The wrong company is far more dangerous than solitude. Solitude teaches. Disrespect destroys. Remember this. The relationship you have with yourself becomes the standard for every other relationship in your life. If you constantly betray yourself, others will too. If you constantly forgive what breaks your spirit, others will expect you to. Protect your heart, protect your dreams, protect your peace, because no one else can do it for you. Before I ask you something important, subscribe to Womanedge if you're ready to grow into a woman who leads with wisdom, confidence, and self-respect. Now, my dear, let me ask you this. What is one standard you refuse to lower, even when it meant walking away? Share your answer in the comments. Your story could give another woman the courage to choose herself today.